stand over here and maybe even see something. Okay. I need to prepare a pipe. Actually, I'm somewhat... excuse me for a second. I'm somewhat ill-prepared. I haven't even eaten my dearly beloved little sandwich there just yet. While I was, well, in a force to redo all of this, because and that is something I had forgotten, very much to my own rather unfortunate forgetfulness. As I said, it's been a while since I played this game, so this was probably somewhat expected. However, forgetting this particular fact is actually a very good recipe of getting yourself fucked and bothered with actually having to redo all of the things. Could you pause the game, please? I don't want the day to end just yet. Yeah, there is a certain bug in this game. Actually, there are multiple bugs in this game. It's an old game. Not only does it not like to run very well on modern systems, it also has a bit of an unfortunate tendency to have some rather ingrained bugs that one should remember when playing this game. Now, the one I personally would like to talk about for the moment, because it's the main reason why we are, well, here again, and I had wasted quite a bit of time in order to get here again, is the vote for bishop. Now, you might remember from yesterday when, we finally achieved some higher level political power spheres, and we were actually on our way to be voted in to become the bishop himself. Right, I forgot when this game is paused, you can't actually click on anything, can you? Ah, that sucks. But, well, I'll show you in a little bit what has been going on. The next few days, turns in this game this time will probably be giving us more than enough opportunity to enjoy that. For the moment, let me just sum up what I was talking about. So yeah, we were actually winning the vote to become bishop, at which point the game, well, it crashed, as you might remember. That is always going to happen, no matter what. If you manage to get yourself into the position of, the official title of bishop, you will see the game crash. Which wouldn't necessarily be that bad, but the problem is, the game basically autosaves every turn after, the events happened. So basically, once you start your day, and if for some mystifical reason you were stupid enough to become the bishop, meaning the game recognizes you as bishop and realizes it can't actually load that save game because, well, for some mystifical reason you're not supposed to be the bishop. Creating a unloadable and very much so corrupt autosave. And since I had not considered my own advice and made a few save games in order to make sure that I do not actually find myself ousted and fucked by ye olde game, we kinda ended up with a situation where I had to redo everything from the start again. And I did precisely that. And if I can... Now, as you can see, there are two save games here. One after the date, one before the date, because I kind of wanted to make sure that we can actually continue from the date we basically left up, which would have been 1430 on the dot. And I wanted to make sure it's not, just the date that's screwing with us, so I made a save game before, which is the one we were looking at just now. And I basically created a situation that is very much so like we had it before. What do I mean with that? We are in a position of power, just as powerful as the bishop would have been if we could have become it. I had a bit of an unlucky streak with my wife. As you can see, I'm already 45, I'm fucking old, and the problem is my child is quite literally 0, which means if my child doesn't start growing up fucking quickly, we'll lose because our dynasty will not have an heir going for them. Which, as you might consider, is a bit of a problem. Just a tiny bit of a problem. Reason for that is because while I was busily going through the game at max speed, I kinda had some problems finding a wife. At first, women in this game are ridiculously annoying little cunts who will happily let you as a nobody, quite literally not even a citizen, woo them and give them gifts and everything. Only to then, after 6 years, 8 years or 9 years of fucking, wooing them with, the best of your abilities, to tell you that the social differences are just too big and they, would rather marry somebody a bit more on their level. Which happened quite a few times. It's the problem. Now, in the meantime, I have become a fucking... you can't really see my title because my screen is in way, but we are a baron at the moment. Meaning we're pretty damn high up the social ladder. We are basically owning all the business we did before. I have all the churches. The dome actually is done in this game. So the dome they built on the left side of the map is done. I'll show you the next day. And, well, the problem is this lady here is old as sin. Literally old as sin. I was happily enough taking her in because, well, for some reason she still managed to give me an heir. And she does have a nice amount of assets, so if she should die, which, mind you, she did in the other save game, the one that's set to, well, basically beginning of the next turn, did end up putting me in a nice, comfortable position of earning a few 100,000. But when it comes to money, there's another little bug that I have encountered previously, and I'm gonna take a moment to talk about, because, well, it can be a bit of a pain in the ass as well. That bug is the 1 million bug, because you can have 1 million penny pounds in your pocket, and usually as soon as you reach that particular level, the game just crashes. So you kinda should spend money for that. As I said before, I don't really have the option of showing you around much because the day here is almost over. As I said, we are in a very position. As a mayor, you kind of have some special powers because you have the... where are they? Municipal buildings. Basically, you can build worker huts in order to make sure that the town you're in... where could I see the town stats again? Was that something that I could do in the... in here? Constitutional laws, where the fuck were the town statistics? But yeah, as you can see, we are at the moment #1. We are the leading force because, well, we have all the churches again. And as I said, there's the dome. I am thinking about just buying that as well, so we truly have all the churches in town. But there is one problem, obviously, or well, multiple problems actually. And that is that the city is kinda fully grown. There is not much in the way of space left to build anything, including, of course, a villa or something. Now then, as I said, this should work without a problem, but we'll see. Elsewhere, Joan of Arc leads the French as they fight their way as far as Reims, where Charles VII was crowned King of France. There's widespread outrage that a woman is fighting with armor and sword in the name of God, even in a home of France. That is indeed true. Now then, let's see what happens. Yeah, it happened again. Okay, my wife just died, and a few creatures died. My wife is dead. She has left me behind, I don't know, 149,000 bucks. And as I'm a baron now, I am actually allowed to, residence-wise, of course, have a villa. Now the problem is, there's no site available for this type of building. Meaning we kinda need to buy one, if we want one. We could probably get a county seat. No, we can't. I think I could in the other save game. So, technically speaking, what you have to do then is to buy one, which is a ridiculous difficult sometimes. And because people... let's take this card here, for example. It's not even in good state. It would cost 50,000. If I offer you on the spot, like, double that, 100,000. Seems a fair offer. Then we wait. I actually did accept. Good. Because that is fucking rare. Now the good thing is, of course, we can know. But what are you doing in my in my fucking country seat? Okay, so for the moment, that was a bit of a major waste of time, to be fair. I cannot deny that. Can't really get any new titles there. We are gonna do this. For the moment, since we are single again, we could court a spouse of spells, of course. This lady is fucking rich, but far too young. This lady is fucking rich and far older. I say we go for her. Now, the main reason why I did this is also that we get rid of the money, because let's be honest here, if you keep that money, you're kinda in a position of being far too powerful. But technically speaking, the villa is the, well, not the palace, technically speaking, is the last entity of the house line. While the county seat goes to castle, goes to a magnificent palace, if memory serves. I hope I don't need to actually build one of those, because that would be rather saddening. So for the moment, let's see our new, let's see to our new abode. You want to change the castle to a castle. 27,000 is not that worst, I must say. Okay, let's first go in and check it out. Improve. What does it do actually? Alchemist satisfaction, laboratory safety. That sounds good. Alchemist. We seem to have an alchemist. Interesting. Manufacture good. Not really interested. Formula book. Employer scientist. Okay. Next contract. Employer scientist. Okay, so we do need to hire one apparently. Now this is basically a lot of playing around that you can do. With not necessarily that much. Let's see, creativity, yeah, you seem pretty good. I mean, you don't have much of a good sense, but... You want to engage Christophus the Learned? Yes, by all means. How much was it again? 2,000 or something? Okay, so, there he is. Age 25, he's probably not gonna die anytime soon, so... What can we produce here? The Draught of Zest. The Draught... Burn of zest for action, therefore he is a craftsman who wants to care of the journey. Cruel, so we can... I don't really remember engaging with this, to be fair, that's completely much, but... I guess that's an option? Well... But when I look at it, first and foremost, we do now have a nice little country seat. Yeah, it's just kind of nice, it puts you in a nice position. And we are still left with enough money in the back of our pockets to actually engage with building up our churches and shit. Even potentially buying the abbey. Now to be fair, at this point it kind of becomes a race. If you manage to survive long enough to see your child to 12 years old, or not, basically. Is going to be the interesting question. A brilliant now at negotiation, that's good. course going to extend this even further. And then let's improve this even further with a valve system and a cuddly cat. Everybody would like to have a cuddly cat while doing all the good things for science. Yeah, become better at that. Become better at creativity. Okay, so let's let that go. How much is the Airbnb at the moment? 22,000. We should probably keep some money because, well, there's gonna be an inheritance tax coming our way. I think this church is actually on its way to getting enhanced to the next level. And you know, we do own all of these. Now, the only thing we do need to care about next would be to getting our hands on either a villa or a palace, which can be a bit difficult. And I guess technically speaking, depending on how long we're still around, I might want to take up a nice little yeah, what's family apparently, a nice little thing. Oh, rocket engine. It's a little watch thing, isn't it? Well, how about you get fucked? Let's quickly renovate all the buildings, all nice and dandly. Not that there's much to rebuild. But yeah, we're basically on a good way here, is what I'm trying to say. Renovate that as well. And let's see here. Another grave rendered. Get me all of the upgrades, because of course I would like that. And I think we will have to slot 5 production, increase capacity to large. I think we're pretty well set up, I must say. Of course, you know what they say. Once unfortunate circumstances can very well be to the advantage of, well, somebody else, especially if your rich wife suddenly decides to, well, croak. In which case you do find yourself suddenly very wealthy and just able to do it. But then again, since it would just be kinda, you know, boring to sit on that money, and we are kinda doing a bit of a race now to see if we can live old enough to see our child grow up to inherit all of that shit that we so painstakingly built up. As I said, it's not an ideal setup in any way you look at it. That again, don't really care. That's the upgrades, that's cute. Renovations are done. And then I guess the only real lasting goal we have is, of course, upgrading the our little country seat into something a little bit better, namely into a castle. And I hope to God that I can actually build a magnificent palace out of it. I don't fucking remember if that is how it works, but it would be rather nice to have that. I mean, I did say at the beginning of the game originally, when you think back all the way, that I would really like to have, you know, like a country seat right here. And since the city built it for me, and I own it now, that is nice. And I would like to abandon the townhouse for a good old-fashioned villa or a palace, but considering the cost, that is going to take a while. Oh, then let's see here. Inheritance tax of 12%, minus 17,000. I kinda expected as much. We should still be pretty safe with 31,000 around in cash assets, that is.
The town council is now deciding on the new occupant of the official post. There are 4 applicants.
I mean, not that I have much to say about it. I am the mayor, of course. Well, being the mayor is kind of great. Because, well, you can shuffle around your council a little bit, which is a fun little game you can play.
The draw opts for...
But for the most part, so long as you don't fuck about too much, then yeah, you rarely will find yourself ousted. Let's just say, which is kind of great. I'll tell you all right. Storeroom, more storeroom, evidence. On bed, another extension on the leaf, an employee is dead. Oh, my necromancer's died. Well, that is not good. When your creatures outlive the necromancer. Well then, please come along. Can try to become a Grand Inquisitor. I don't know if it's really worth it to go higher, but we'll just apply anyway, I suppose. As for extensions, and he is working again. Okay, let's take a look here. No reason to renovate it, no reason to tear it down, of course. There's nothing built extension-wise. And inside the building in and of itself, we have all of that. Oh, my poor little alchemist is apparently busy. Becoming better at what he's doing. And it is fully upgraded, so there's nothing else left there to do. The Imperial Herald announces, in His Mercies we have decided to preach that from now on you will go by the following title, Count. Why is the narrator not nicely enough talking to me? Okay, we could send her a gift. Wow, the gifts have not gotten any less pricey. You know what, we're just gonna wait this out. We're a count now, we don't need to give women gifts. We can get away with that without having to deal with that. But technically speaking, I do think you can actually upgrade a townhouse into a villa if you have the space for that, and considering that I'm surrounded by 2 other buildings at the moment, that's probably not going to work to my advantage. We could actually, what we could have tried is buy them out basically, then destroy the buildings and then try and see if the game allows us to make a villa there. Because the game has very specific spots for where you can build things. I kind of would like to get this palace, honestly. However, I'm pretty sure I would need to make a bid around 100,000 again, which is not really a problem if we get another wife, for example. So that would be an offer to take. Chamber, that's state authority, isn't it? And I mean, I'm not unliked up there, so I guess I'm gonna apply. But there's a certain risk here, of course. A rather obvious risk. Namely that there might be some other positions I have forgotten that if you actually get into them will, well, you know, kinda fuck you. I would rather avoid getting fucked out of the game, for obvious reasons. I'm also kinda unhappy that my narrator has apparently decided to shut up. Is there actually a option for that that I played around with? Not really, no. I mean, maybe if we make another save game. And then load the save game. That would work. I don't know. I don't know why the narrator has decided to shut up. I mean, to be fair, the best thing you can do is to actually play just one giant long session without ever closing the game or anything like that. Let me get the gold shine among official state authority. Yeah, that would help. So, oh, the silver chain is almost About done. Let's get another walking stick. And let's see if we cannot get ourselves another chain or two along the way. That would help. I'm pretty sure the comp is about to break. Yeah, pretty much everything is about to break. Okay, gold chain. You're mine now. Nobleman stuff. You're mine now. Actually, give me the second one as well, because then we have it out of the way. Buy 2 gooms. And while I would like to get another silver chain, I'm not going to lie. Not gonna lie at all. Use the gold chain as well. I would like to get the silver chain just to keep the people in my own little city council to be somewhat nice and quiet and peaceful. But I mean, hey, the day is still technically speaking relatively long, so it's not like we are that hard pressed yet. But technically speaking, if memory serves, once you upgrade the foundry seat into the next level, or was it? I think it was the next level where you get the cannon tower, which allows you to really fuck with your enemies because you can then just bombard them from your tower. Which, mind you, is a pretty great thing to do. Now then, you both kinda like me, so there's no reason not to become ye olde Grand Inquisitor. And since we're basically owning pretty much all the churches, that seems rather fitting, doesn't it? That reminds me, is there any reason to get stuff like this? Yeah, for your children. Learn skills for life without even knowing. Yes, it's the ultimate betrayal of their childhood innocence. Teaching them through play about great things you can do. And hopefully learning some rhetoric along the way, because, well, let's be honest, yeah, that's kind of fucking useful. Don't seem like anyone is actually producing any silver change, though. Kind of saddening, honestly. Down, up, drop, drop. Actually, there's one thing I kind of wanted to try out if we can, that is, because of course this is also fully upgraded as it should be. Speak with the dead. Information, a treasure map, pact with the devil. A pact with the devil just gives me money, if memory serves. It doesn't prolong my life, because I kind of would like to find something that prolongs my life. Oh, that's my silver chain. Aromas and herbs. Stink bomb. House elixir. Then pact with the devil. Only the most is extending the life of this drink. Yes, that is the one I'm looking for. Because I feel my life is not going to be that long. I would really, really, really like to get Faust Elixir. Obviously. And I don't think I need to explain to you why that would be very, very, very much so of, You just... motherfucker bought this just when I was... There's the other old Jesus around who would really like to cling to life a little bit more, don't they? Motherfucker should tell you all of them. Pretty bitchy of them. Oh well. I think today is also almost over here. We definitely need to check that out, because if we die too early, that would be a really unfortunate end for us. Let's see, how big is my candle? My candle is still pretty okay-ish, I suppose. But my son is only 2, so he would need to survive at the very least 10 more years. 10 more years. Okay, so I can probably only use that next round. Shit. The problem is that we can't really carry that much, which means that right now we couldn't even buy Faust Elixir if we wanted to, because, well, kind of full, so... well, fuck you, game, then. Fuck you and all you stand for. You do make a nice 3000 now. And we also got the special title of being the town preacher, which also gives us another 3000, so 6000 per turn, basically for nothing. Which is rather nice, I must say.
Members of the state authority are now deciding on the allocation of this most senior office. Three citizens of our town have applied for this office.
1 voice goes to me, and 2 voices go to me.
The vote is decided.
Rare. England takes its bitter revenge on the Maid of Orleans. A fallen prisoner to the Burgundians, the valuable captive is sold to the English and burned at the stake in Rouen as a heretic and a witch. And barely a single Frenchman cries a tear for Joan of Arc. Have you ever had any doubt that the French are just assholes? Well, I might literally burn the poor bitch. Well, technically they sold her, and then watched her burn. That's just really not that much better when you think about it. What's going on? What can I actually do now as the Grand Inquisitor? 2 bodyguards, 100% increase in credit worthiness, courtship time half, because I'm a count, of course. My office income now is, as Grand Inquisitor, 5000. Severity of the law is medium, low, lousy, very high. Of course. Torture is allowed, of course. Low cost training for rhetoric. Cheap malice, counter-espionage. Generate hatred between 2 people. Nice. Beg forgiveness, also pretty cute. I don't think I will ever beg for forgiveness, but it's nice to have an option. Next year. Okay, so next year we can train that up again. At the moment we're trying to get our negotiation higher. Use the slate. Let's give her a nice little gift. You just lost this victim with the nobleman's staff. That's not good. And my walking stick. Okay, let's throw that away. And hope to God we can get ourselves Faust Elixirs. Okay, we have 2 of those. We need walking stick and nobleman stick again. And maybe a chain. Okay, that's one of those. Okay, so silver chain and walking stick. And Faust elixir. Well, kind of playing with fire here. And I don't actually remember how it works, so I will probably save before we use it and then see what it actually does. And if it works as intended, because I'm pretty sure most items in this game have a not just working condition, but also a fuck you up the ass with something large and rather uncomfortable way of doing things. God damn it, I was once again outbitten, wasn't I? You motherfuckers. Do you really want to outbid a fucking count? That's a serious question. You really probably shouldn't piss them off. I have quite the power. Okay, walking stick, silver chain. Let's shift the game just in case. Fighting this potion can almost certainly count on a bonus of 10% in their health. Oops. 3 cheers to good old Dr. Faust. The potion has worked wonderfully. I fucking hope it does. I really fucking hope it does. Okay, what was it again? Just the walking stick and the silver chain, was it? Technically speaking, I don't need the silver chain any longer because we are now, of course, in a higher position in the, well, state authority. And honestly, from there, it's not really that far. You can see we are the only honorary office, the town preacher, as we are in possession of basically everything. And I think, yeah, we are basically cats and shoulders above all of the people. More statue, I don't care. Indulgence board, that is good. I'm still kind of confused though by the simple fact that the game has decided to quite the poor little narrator. So I save the game and then I go like end game, new game, just start a new game and see if the narrator comes back, and then he stays when I load. Ba, 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 ba. Do this automatic. See if the narrator suddenly remembers to talk to you. That'll be a good test of that, though. Maybe like this. Because I do need something to happen. But he knows that I actually have a chance of saying something. Oh great, that would have been a painful start. So he really doesn't like talking to me. I'll restart the game. Will we get him to talk to us? Which, mind you, is a bit of a pain in the ass to do. Because I have to do this. Then I will have to do this. Never trust the autosave. The autosave is a fucking horrible creature that will kill you when you least want it to. I miss my narrator. He was such a great guy. But well, I guess for the moment we'll just have to wait. I mean, this church is going to be built up to be, you know, a bit better than it is in the near future. And let's see, not a care in the world. I would need to extend. If I were to do this, it would cost pretty much all the money I have at the moment, which is obviously not a good idea. So we shall wait it out. These are actually some of the spots that you can technically use to build yourself a country seat. And as you can see, they're basically already all taken, so that's not good. So we shall wait. In order to get ourselves a palace, I have a distinct feeling we'll need probably another 100,000. Or if you're actually getting old enough and you're not deciding to go down a route of, you know, taking care of graves and taking care of church, more profitable, technically speaking, it would be to become a money lender. And it is, I do believe, a career that you can actually take up, if memory serves. Yes, money lender. Which works splendidly well. Very much so, splendidly well. If you have some capital to actually work with, that is. If you do, well, congratulations, you're going to be fucking happy. We might be able to get the Abbey for 30k. I would like to have all the churches in town, so you know what they say. Yeah, I kind of figured. I was fearful of it. I mean, to be fair, we are going to be rather nasty competition soon. Actually, can I upgrade this as well? Yeah, I was about to say. That is not a site that lends itself as well. So those will forever be churches unless I decide to raise them. Which you can absolutely tear down your own buildings. It's actually one of the only ways, once you have a nice amount of spending money to your name, to actually get spots for buildings again, because of course the city is going to build things up as it pleases, and
the renovation of one of your buildings is finished.
Hello narrator, I'm happy to hear you again. But not always. Is it necessarily a good way? It is, technically speaking, a very dumb way, because you're buying a building for like 30k and then you're tearing it down. A bit wasteful, but if you have a very specific point that you really want to have a building, well, I'm not saying you can't, is all I'm saying. I'm just saying it kind of requires a lot of money. Now then, we are still wooing the lady, yes. Next year we might be able to marry her. Now that we are actually a count, so one of the higher actual nobility titles, not just a citizen, but an actual nobility title, we are in the very nice position that actually a lot of ladies, even a lot of older ladies, with lots and lots of cash, might be more than willing to marry you. It's always been a bit of a cheap way of doing it, I'll be honest there, because you can basically do it from day one with the first lady you're wooing. Because the game doesn't actually account for the simple fact that a 45-year-old woman should, by all rights, not be capable of producing much in the way of offspring, obviously. But well, it's not like the game doesn't have any cheesy ways to get money. As I said, you can just literally go into the crypt, summon a ghost of the dead, and, well, get yourself quite a nice influx of money. Okay, let's see. If I were to summon you from the dead, you know, Customs Master Amphelia Grumble, my wife. And I don't even know what information does. A treasure map, kind of what, but how about information? In a sense, you can get an explosive information, Conclude a pact with the devil if you are in dire financial straits. Obtain a treasure map. Let's go for information, shall we?
Eerie voices from afar are reverberating through the crypt, and a cold shiver runs down the spine of those present. The necromancer draws a mystic sign with his fingers and speaks the powerful spells of the ritual. Ana Noglesh Daram. Baral Narsoth Daram. Return from the realm of the dead. Child of this sphere. Impenetrable wafts of mist arise from the floor of the crypt.
So
and a shadowy figure appears in the pentagram.
Why did you call me?
Why did you call? I needed some information.
Patience has just constructed a new building.
A small statue. Lord Thomas Mills. What information have you given me? Is it evidence that I can use against him? Down the wave, insult, and thrashing. He's a bloody criminal, isn't he? I might actually want to invite...
The dismissal of an official of the state authority is being discussed.
But he kinda likes me and I don't really want to get rid of him.
No way!
Basically, I can just
abstain from voting.
invite everybody who is on the state authority into my house
It's over!
and make them like me.
Never!
Never!
How could you enter such a petition?
Yes, how could you? Also, by the way, I have my sandwich sitting right next to me. If you see me reaching over in a bit, do not be alarmed.
Is hereby denied.
I really would like to have a palace of my own. But we'll probably have to save up quite a bit of money in order to do so, so that's going to be a pain in the ass. These on grave. Bad care of the grave, don't care. Creature is dying. And the creature has died. Well, nobody really cares.
You're invited to attend a priest's seminar to obtain the god-serving master grade as a preacher.
I want game the most exquisite of wines. Invite someone, state authority, the sovereign. Invite someone, state authority, the archbishop. Invite someone, state authority, the colonel. Invite someone, state authority, Ruby. Why can't I... Oh, that's because that's the maximum amount of can invite. Yes, please. And we can apply for a new office. What counselor? Info. With a privy counselor, cheap manners, expel workers, bewitch, income level, use of perfume is in my purview. And the income level. I'm going to make everybody poor. If I get this point, this position. Apply. Chamber. The sovereign is going to vote on that, and she's not, technically speaking, liking me overly much. Just yet, but honestly, at this point we are so fucking solidly safe that we don't actually need to worry too much. Anyway, have you learned? Yes, you're very good at rhetoric at this point, but we can probably push this a bit further, can't we? I have two. Nah, we don't need to be above that. Would like to get a walking stick though. Books, imports. Leasing rights. I never really liked those. Am I getting offered buildings again? So I just want to make sure that my child gets the best start he can with lots and lots and lots of sorry. Ah, that's the invitations.
Congratulations. Your efforts have been rewarded. From this day forward, the right has been bestowed on you to hold a higher master grade. You are a local councillor. You are now permitted to conduct the following business yourself. The church and the abbey. Signed, the Preacher's College.
Soon we'll have our own abbey. Empire authority. Sounds like just the sort of thing I should be, doesn't it?
A grave has been rented.
I wonder, do we actually have enough space to build a churchyard? No, we don't. Maybe we'll have you soon. At least one. And we'll buy the other one at some point. I promise you that much.
One of your buildings has just gone up in value by 1 level.
Well then, let's go in and do what we do best. Give it an iron suspension. Okay, where were you? 40k. Will you give me the last church in town? The answer to no one's surprise is yes. Yes, you will. Like a complete fucking idiot. Assuming you have done all the upgrades? Yes, you fucking have. Wonder how many cards you have. Because if you have one, I'm just gonna buy you another one. Probably a hand-drawn one, honestly. Yours cards don't seem to be that doing that well, so to speak.
Unfortunately, one of your subordinates died this year.
Trevor Hercules.
Your alchemist has improved. An improvement to one of your buildings is finished. You gained a new worker.
He really doesn't like me though. Well, I'm just gonna let him sit and rot then. Now that we have all the churches in
There are
town.
no raw materials in one of your buildings.
Well, protection from burglars. Sounds rather useful, doesn't it? Yeah, there's nothing else going on, is there? Once they're done, we'll basically have them completely upgraded and basically need to wait until we can get the next level, basically. What should we save our money for, though?
The renovation of one of your buildings is finished.
I think we're going to save money to upgrade this one next. Which would cost 27,000. Okay, let's see, is there anyone here old enough to be interesting? So the oldest lady is like, what? 36? She has a lot of money. I have a distinct feeling she's going to outlive me, which means she's not that useful for us at the moment. But at least for the moment we have all the churches in our control again. Which is how it should be, of course.
An improvement has been added to one of your buildings.
It's probably not going to be the only one.
An improvement has been added to one of your buildings.
At least he's doing the cleaning. I want to spend 1 AP on that. Yeah. And then I'm interested in seeing if we can actually become the Councillor. And potentially the Sovereign.
The dismissal of an official of the state authority is being discussed.
Oh, he likes me.
Clear their desk.
Well, I'm not really sure on that. How could you enter such a petition, you fraud?
Yes, how could you?
Yes, dismiss, I say.
No way. The removal from office is therefore cancelled. The members of the state authority are now deciding on the allocation of this most senior office.
Well, let's see if
There
we're
are
lucky.
4 applicants.
Oh, yeah.
The vote is decided.
We're earning ever more money. The merchants of Berlin are awarded the privilege of exemption from tax and duty in extensive parts of Brandenburg. Long-distance trade flourishes. Start.